Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Colton Maravellius, or as the internet calls me, illfittingtrousers, and this is the Weekly Rundown, the only podcast that is made of 24 karat gold. And today, uh, our guest, I'm sorry. Today, our guest with me, I'm sorry, it's been a while, guys, it's been a while, but my guest today our guest or my guest since Brennan is not here today is Jasheeshh or Josh as he loves his viewers to call him. Josh, how's it going today, man?
It's going well, man. It's going well. I'm really, really excited to do this. Thank you for bringing me on the podcast. I know we've been trying to do this for quite a few months now, but I'm really excited that we finally got something going and it's going now.
Yeah, I know it's been a busy few months for sure, but
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have you on.
I'm excited to be on, man. I'm excited to talk anything that we're gonna be talking about tonight. It's gonna be great because it's like I had mentioned a little bit before we, went live or you started recording. Um the topic we're gonna be on tonight, it can spew into so many like different subtopics. So it's like we can really like pick each other's brains today. So it's like it's always fun to like get different perspectives and to like see how other people like go about it or think because it's like it can even like influence and inspire someone to, maybe make it some sort of change or apply it to their, their like their streams or their content. And yeah, like inspiration. It's something that is just consistent. It's like one of those things that just never dies. It's always fresh, and it's like one of the like most important things that humanity can really have is just that consistent like inspiration to just keep doing and doing and doing. And it's like media has evolved, so much. And it's like it's wild to see like what we used to see and watch and do. And it's like now look at you have TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, all of these different sources of media. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
No, and that's actually really interesting. It's great to get inspiration from others, especially our topic today is going to be on streaming.
Yeah.
Whether you're new at it, whether you're an expert, there's always something to learn. No one's really an expert, but you're always learning and adapting and
Yeah.
growing. And I think it's great to like get other points of view on certain topics because no one thinks exactly the same way you do, and vice versa. Like you don't think the same way exactly as someone else. So like, there's always going to be a little information you can get from someone.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Speaking of streaming, would you like to tell us where, or would you like to tell our viewers where they can find you?
Oh yeah. My socials or my name across all socials is Jasheesh, Jasheeshh. I do primarily content over on Twitch. I stream primarily JRPGs and tons of Kingdom Hearts. I'm currently also playing through Near Replicant for the very first time, which has been an absolute soul crushing time. But yeah, that's where y'all can find me. I usually am live Monday through Fridays. I upload on TikTok consistently. So there's always a little bit of me that you can find across different sources of media.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. And now, so getting into our topic now, I was kind of thinking uh, in a sense of like when talking about streaming, I always like to talk about the beginnings of streaming and
Ah.
especially like giving tips how like people who are interested in streaming how they can start without making the big blunders like we did. I'm sure each of us have made some mistakes with streaming and like
Oh,
yeah.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
So do you have any tips for newbies out there?
Yeah, one thing I always like to say, especially anyone that like wants to get into streaming and is too shy, is it's like you never know, what can come of it if you don't try. Like there's so many people who are like, I don't know if I'm going to be good enough for it. I don't know if I'm entertaining enough. And it's like I'm one of the biggest introverts that I know. I am very socially awkward. I sometimes struggle to be like, oh yeah, no one's gonna watch me. I'm very boring, blah blah blah. But it's like I playing my video games, I would the kind of like commentary that I do where I'm like talking like smack to like the NPCs or like the bosses and just all the like weird noises and stuff. Like that's all something that I just naturally have done. And it's like you might not think that's entertaining, but people will get a freaking kick out of it. I love seeing people in the middle of like a heated boss battle just start to make these obscure noises because they don't know what to do and they're panicking. And it's like it's entertainment regardless. And it's like you don't need to have the fanciest equipment. Like I started off with a like Logitech like a $15 Logitech headset that had an attachable mic. I didn't even have a webcam. I had like a super like I ended up upgrading and getting like a super basic like blue snowball microphone. But like I had probably like the cheapest computer that can probably not run a whole lot, but it did the job. So it's like a lot of people think that going into streaming, you need the best mic, the best webcam, this basically what's behind me, like my setup. And it's like if that's what you naturally have, that's cool. But it's like this is all stuff that like I've accumulated the 4 to 5 years that I've been doing this. Like this wasn't just like I'm like, boom, I got all this fancy stuff. It's like I invested along the way. And that's what people that are starting out need to do. Like get
Mhm.
yourself some of the basic stuff, like a snowball, get like a C920. They're very cheap. They can last you s- a long, long way. Like to start off with basic equipment. If you don't feel comfortable, showing your webcam or showing your face and you want to be webcamless, that's awesome. Like there's tons of people who do not have webcam that get hundreds and hundreds and just tons of views. And like even down to like having like you just you're building your community. Having your webcam there isn't going to matter. They're going to come for you and they're going to stay for your personality. Even down to where it's like if you want to get like a VTuber, like that's something that's been really popping on Twitch is VTubers that don't feel comfortable showing themselves, but they still kind of want to have a form of themselves present within their stream. And that's also something that others can do. So it's like, don't think you need to start off, with the highest equipment and don't think you need to play such oversaturated games thinking that, it's going to just work out like that. Play the games you want to play, go into it with your whole heart that, this is something that you want to do and are passionate about because you never know where it can lead you if you don't give it a try.
Yeah. I started I think I hit affiliate before I really even invested in a computer. I was running off my
Nice.
PS4 and
Oh, heck yeah.
yeah.
That's what I was doing too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was using, like, our my grandparents' is, like, basic, like, Dell PC from Walmart to do all that, like, the other stuff, but, like, I was streaming from my PlayStation, and I ended up getting, like I borrowed my brother's, like, PlayStation camera, and it was, like, such booty quality, but I was like, "Cool, my face cam's there."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it works, it works, and
Exactly.
that's the thing. Like I remember especially like my first 20 streams. I'm sure, at the very least, I had my phone open on for the chat, and then I was running everything off the camera and the PlayStation, and it works, and
Yeah,
it's great,
it gets the job done.
and especially if you're curious to start out, I think that's the way to go. Like before you invest money, like crazy money in, because
Yeah,
like
that's the best way to test it out.
yeah,
Like, stream from like, Xboxes can live stream, PlayStations can live stream, like, you don't have to have a PC to do it anymore. Like, you can
e-
like, sure, like, you might be missing out on, like, all the other things that streamers can do, like the Zoom cams and stuff like that, but it's like, you can get there, but, like, don't, throw your entire bank account into it. Like, try it out
yes,
and give it a get a feel for it. If it's like if you get this, like, "You know what? I like this. I think this, yada. Like, sure, get some small stuff, and then it's like as you grow, yada yada, invest back into it.
yeah,
Like that. Then that's basically what I had done, and I'm now like ready to like get rid of this little thing and get like a much more one that's gonna last me for way more longer to come. And it's not even just for like commentary. Like I through streaming, I have decided to channel a lot of my like inner like hobbies that I maybe tried throughout the way, like music, like writing, stuffs like that. I've wanted to do like a clothing company, but it's like you streamers can also do merch, but how I'm going to be doing my new merch for this from this point moving forward is I'm going to have it like coexist within my own um like community or like my the like world that's within my like that I've built. And it's gonna kind of be like if you support the channel and you're wearing the merch, like you're gonna know that that's Jasheeshh merch. But it's like if someone just randomly came across this, on any other like website, it would look like original anime streetwear inspired clothing that they can also wear and not know who I am. So it's like I've found ways to channel things that I have tried into this and to like really like, evolve it. So it's like you might have tried things yourself along the way and been like, that wasn't for me. And
Mhm.
it's like streaming can do so much because it's like you have your stream and it's like unfortunately that's all people will really be able to catch you is in real time. But if you throw that stuff to other platforms to like extend that reach further, further that like reach out there, you're going to get those people coming back. And then it's like lately this year, like I've been getting really like inspired to just keep doing more and more and more. Like there's been so many times where I've just felt like did I do something wrong along the way? And then I always have like the community there that without even saying it, just them being there, it's like a constant reminder of like, I'm doing a good job and my head's just getting to me. And that's one thing that, you're going to have to like learn to accept and deal with. Like it's hard, but it's like even like smaller streamers as well as bigger streamers, it doesn't matter how big you are, you're going to have this constant hurl of self-doubt if you're doing enough, if you are enough, if you're doing the right things, if you're not, what can you do, right? So it's one of those like things that it's like you're going to have constant wrestles and constant just things with self-doubt, but just it's hard it's easier said than done, but it's like, if it feels right, keep doing it because there's so many times where I wanted to give up starting out, and I decided to press that button one more time because 'cause I'm like, "You know what? I'm gaming, why not?" And I eventually ended up falling in love with it. So it's something where it's like, you never know until you try it.
It's
'Cause
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was
Oh,
just gonna add because it's like took that leap of faith, I took that or leap of courage, I guess, because I was nervous to do it to begin with, and it's like now with how much, like, my channel and everything has grown, and then with it's really helped inspire me to, like, really, like, channel the creativity in my brain because it's like when my brain gets creative and I start thinking, it goes and it goes and it goes. And it's like you can do so much with your brand and you can like do little things outside of it as well on other platforms. It's like it doesn't have to just, start and only be at Twitch. Like you can have fun doing that. And then you can take what you already had fun doing and put it into other things, edit it down for like YouTube, other stuffs like that, and have more fun doing like your own craft. Like it just doesn't have to be such like this little bubble within Twitch. Like growing that bubble and putting more things in there that you can use Twitch and connect dots to, like it can really just expand.
yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And it was actually one of those things with the self-doubt. You're right. Like you do have to keep pushing yourself to do it because like it's hard. But as soon as you said that, it reminded me of a day. I think there were like 10 streams in a row where I just wasn't growing as a creator. And then I got rated by like a bigger streamer. It was Misclick.
Oh, misclick.
Yeah, she's super cool. I just happened to be playing the same game as her that day, and so she sent
Mhm.
all her viewers to me, and I just grew like 20 followers in a day after like, and
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my, it made up for because I was beating myself up a lot about it. Like I'm like I don't know what I can do differently.
Yeah.
But I was just like I do like doing what I'm doing, so I kept doing it. It was
Yeah.
just
That
yeah.
sorry, no, sorry,
Oh,
keep going.
it's hard when, like there are days where you'll kind of like beat yourself up and be down about it, but I think the more you're streaming, the more likely there will be those days where good things are happening too. And
Yeah.
it makes up for the bad ones for sure.
Because it's like one thing that I had to like really embed into my mind and like tell myself, especially because it's like when I have like those down days, because it's like I'll have like my good weeks, my good days where it's like usually everyone that's there is there.
Mm.
And, and it's a great time. And then there's days where it's like Friday for me, for example, I had noticed as well, like last week, my average was up a lot higher than usual, and I was like, "Shit, I'm doing something good." And
Yeah.
then Friday hit, and well, I went like a good like hour, and there's like only 2 people there, and I was like, "What the fuck happened? Did I get canceled overnight or something like that?" And like it started getting to me, and then like throughout the night, raids came in, other people were coming in, and it was just like for that one split second, because there was that sudden change, that sudden just oof. You start thinking, "Okay, did I do something wrong last night? Did this happen? Did I say something online?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, I don't wanna watch it no more." Like, your brain just starts going, and it's something where I had to tell myself, it's like, smaller streamers are going to have their bad days, their bad weeks,
Mhm.
maybe even a bad month, like bigger streamers, and it's like, sure, uh someone like myself can see that and be like, "Nah, it doesn't matter," because they still have hundreds and thousands of people that are still watching, but it's like, to them, they might be thinking like, "Well, shoot, holy heck, what's going on? Like,
Yeah,
are
I
people
like
just dipping? Am I losing it? Do they not like the content no more?" And it's like they also struggle with their with self-doubt and, trying to, keep this momentum to keep that groove going, because it's like you have this constant struggle of like, what if I fall too far behind? What if I can't keep up with this? And it's like for them, to us, it might not look like they have lost much, and to
Mhm.
us, when that happens, it's going to take a much more like bigger impact, because it's like, sure, we're still up and coming, we're still aspiring creators. So when we have our bad days, weeks, or months, it's almost going to look like everyone just disappeared and no one's there. But I have to constantly remind myself, like, it's okay, life happens, and I'll see them again soon. Like, they're not gone forever. They might have had a day off of school, or maybe they are on vacation. It's like you have to kind of like remind yourself, like, life might be happening, but I'll see them again soon. And that's
Yeah.
something that like I've had to like really like remind myself when I'm struggling and having those like self-doubt, moments, and imposter syndrome starts kicking in and all that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Because you're right. It does feel it's hard um when no one's there, or like when it feels like everyone's gone. And
Yeah.
another tip I feel like that I can kind of circle back to for beginners on that too is like you need to you need to be in the moment when you're streaming, whether you have 0 viewers or whether you have 100 viewers or
Yeah,
whether your
that
audience
too.
isn't talking.
Uh, that
Um,
too, yeah. Like I turn my viewer count off. I don't want to know who's there. I press live, and it's like in my head, I'm streaming as if there's like 100 people already there. It's like, and it's like, especially because I have, before I started streaming on Twitch,
mhm,
excuse me, I
uh,
had like a small kind of like run on YouTube. I used to just upload like Let's Plays,
mhm,
and so it's like I have like that kind of YouTube background where it's like I'm not used to having an audience there in real time, and I'm used to commentating and adding that, comedic relief or anything to the video games, and then editing it down to where it's an entertaining 20-25 minute video, instead of it being like a few hours recorded that's been, compressed.
mhm,
And so it's like when I have maybe days where like the chat, isn't moving as much, or maybe it's just not going. I make up for that, and I'll just kind of like switch into YouTube mode, and I just start commentating. Even if I see
excuse me.
a freaking barrel, I'll be like, "Oh, there's that barrel," and I'll just go up to it and hit it, even if it doesn't break. And I'll like even make a joke. If it doesn't break, I'll be like, "Well, that's not a barrel because it didn't break or something." I'll just like try to keep myself entertained, because it's like, even if you have like your viewer count on and you're like constantly looking up and it just says one viewer, that's not accurate. Like, I think it's like a few minutes off
Mhm.
until like it actually updates in real time. And it's like you really only have like a good like minute or so to really make a lasting impression. So it's like if you're sitting there kind of like a zombie just waiting for, chat to keep your stream going, like those people aren't going to stay, because it's like you're looking miserable, and no one wants, if you're miserable, the chat's going to be miserable, and no one wants that.
Yeah.
So it's like you really have to, and it's like that as well. It's like it's also with like creators, like they have to like remember and remind themselves, like you are the person putting on this show, just like people that are on TV, like doing the news, yada yada. Like, sure, they have a script, but it's like things go wrong. Maybe their transcript are broke and they have to go kind of off muscle memory or kind of have to maybe do it themselves. They have that practice, they have that going for them. So it's like with streamers, you can't rely on your chat to carry your entire stream. Like you also have to hold your weight if your chat's not moving and still try to do what you want to do, which is being an entertainer. Like you can't just rely on your chat to be your sole source of entertainment and with all that interaction. Like sometimes I'll talk to myself, like I try to make up for and it's like, especially it's like some people just lurk, they don't really like to talk, they kind of like to just put on the stream, sit back, relax. I'm one of those people. I'm like
I
95% a lurker in chats.
I
Like I'll
always
say,
oh, sorry.
what's up?
I was
No, you're
like,
good.
I always come into chat, say hi, and then I kind of like do my own work while I have them up on my other
Yeah,
monitor, and it's like,
like
yeah,
yeah, like, I'll say hello, I might have, like, a good conversation back and forth, and then it's like, after that, I'm like, "Okay," and then, like, I feel bad because 'cause I'm just like, "Shit, the whole chat's going, I'm not involved," but it's like lurkers are, like, the backbone truly of Twitch. Like, KH Guides has said that, and, like, I've stuck with that. I'm like, "Yes, 100%, like, lurk your heart away." Like, if
exactly,
you're
yeah,
enjoying it and you're having a good time, that's all that matters to me. Like, I appreciate just a moment of your time. It's wild, yeah, because 'cause I'm just like, streamers have to also, like, remember, like, you gotta hold your weight. You also have to add that commentary on your own some as well.
yeah. No, that's totally true, and like, I always say like, if I'm saying goodbye to everyone, like, bye lurkers, like. I want them to feel like I know you're there. I know like
Yeah.
but I want them to feel like I want them to feel welcomed and stuff too. I don't, like I get it. I kind of hate lurking on people's streams too, but I
Yeah.
know I'm giving them support. Why I have to do my own thing too, but I'm still supporting them, and I'll have 3, 4, 5 tabs open of just my friends that I like that I've made throughout streaming. And I'm like, I want to support you guys too, and
Yeah,
I
and I'm
have
just,
the
like, having
channel
them
points
popped
to
up.
prove it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the channel points to prove
I
that I'm
got the
in your
channel
chat.
points.
uh,
That's the funniest thing, because there's a streamer like I watch him every morning. Like he's like my Monday through
uh,
Friday, like morning to like afternoon, kind of just like source of entertainment. And he starts off it's kind of like I realize it's kind of like me. Like he'll do like a just chatting kind of section and kind of just talk about nothing with his chat, and then he goes into game. And right when he goes into game, that's usually when I'm sitting back, relaxed, and just enjoying the content. And I would always be like, "Oh, pop went out alert," just to say hello, just to put my name into chat. And he has a thing where at 100,000 channel points, you can redeem an interview, and he brings you on his channel, and he just asks you just the weirdest questions, puts your face on these like stock images. It's cursed, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. And
love it.
I was like, "I'm about to prove that I've been here since day one," or at least when I popped in and I redeemed that 100,000, and he was like, "Josh," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm always watching."
That's great. Yeah, I mean, yeah, lurkers are the best, and like it they're part of your community, and like
Oh,
whether
100%.
they're like they're like that family member who doesn't come out of their room. Like you
That's
still
me.
you love
That's
them.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you love them, but they're still here, but you just don't see them often.
They're there supporting from afar. It's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah,
"Hello, I see you."
it's like still an important part of the family, regardless.
Yeah.
Speaking of Twitch communities, I have to say your Twitch community and just the relationship you have with your Twitch community is so inspiring. I love
Thank you.
you start like almost every stream like just sitting down for a family meal with everyone, and I love that. And like it's so entertaining, and it's so fun to just like it really, I don't know, something about eating a meal with people really connects you. in a
Yeah,
way, and I think it's really cool to see that on your stream.
like, I have no, like I don't know, like, there's some people who just, like I don't get it, and I'm like, "Sure, to each their own, like, that's fine," but, like, there's some people who just genuinely are like, "Why are you eating on stream?" and expect streamers to just not eat, and it's just like, we have lives too. It's like, if this is our time to eat, we're gonna grub. Like, there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with eating on it's like, sure, if I'm in the mic, like, sure, then that's an issue. Tell keep your mouth shut.
yeah.
Like, chew with your mouth closed. But it's like, he's chatting, hanging out, eating. What's wrong with that?
No,
So it's like, yeah, it's like I was mentioning with you before we started doing the podcast, when my partner gets off work at 5, we'll get dinner, like, going and ready, and I like to prepare just so, like, by the time stream starts at 5:30 for me, dinner's just about ready, if not, it's almost done.
yeah,
And then so it's like she'll come and join me in stream for dinner, we'll have dinner, hang out with chat, and then she goes, and then we go into game, and then we have fun, with our experiencing our shared love of gaming together. So it's like, I don't know, it's like it was something new that I started doing, when her and I started living together. It was like, "Oh, no, I like it. I love doing it. It's so fun."
yeah. Oh, guys, and if you want to see like delicious food, go to his Twitter, because there's always something good on there that like makes you really hungry. And I'm a big guy, so like seeing food on Twitter is just always really, really
I'm
a plus.
I love like I it's like it's weird because it's like it's just food, but like when I take a photo, I'm like I took the photo. I have to like at least enhance it a little bit
Mhm.
just to make it that much more like ooh like eye candy.
Yeah.
So I add this like nice little filter where like it lifts the shadows and then it has like this gentle filter over it. And I notice with all of my food posts, everyone goes, "Wow, you really did a good job on that photo," and I'm just like, it's just a simple filter, but it looks nice.
But it looks good. Yeah, it looks
Like, I was like, I have
really
to make it
good.
look like it's out of, like, a McDonald's commercial or, like, on, like, their menu or something, you know?
Exactly. I mean, if it, it's
Gotta
just
make it presentable.
it's just you guys always have something that looks like really good, and it's just like,
She and that's all her too, because she's all about, like, presentation, so she always tries to make it look like it came out of, like, Gordon Ramsay's, like, back room or something. Ooh.
I would love to see him like comment on it. Just one day, that'd be awesome.
I know, just keep tagging him, and, like, do, like a TikTok series where it's, like, tagging Gordon Ramsay in each of my foods until he comments on it.
Yes, I know he does that too on TikTok.
Yeah,
So that would be great.
that'd be a good idea.
Um,
I'm like, pull out my notepad, I'm like, "Notes, ideas."
so back to Twitch communities again. How like how would you say your uh how would you say your connection with your viewers like affects you in your daily life?
Ooh, that's a good question. Wow. Um, it's wild because it's like I like to look at my viewers more than just like a number, more than just someone in chat. Like it's more of anything. It's just kind of like one big just like group of like just friends. Like I call everyone in like chat like friendo or friend or something like that because it's like whenever it's like especially with like me, like I'm all about surrounding myself in a good energy, good environment, good people. Like I like to keep, like good just vibes all around. So it's like and especially with like just me being very open as like a person about who I am, what I am and everything. And then like I'm also part of the LGBTQ community and it's like with that it's like I kind of wanted to create like a safe space where anyone and everyone is welcome. We can hang out, have a great time, experience our shared love of gaming together. And it's like through this I've been able to discover new games from my community and play like their favorite games for the first times. And it's like sure to them like they're stoked that like I'm playing their favorite game, but like to me It's more than just that. I'm playing it and I'm just like it's almost like learning about them, and it's like, "Cool, this is what they enjoy. This is the kinda games that, like, this is they love these characters." Like, it's like I really get to see why they love this game so much, why it means so much to them. And then it's always, like, very, like, heartfelt after, like, I beat the game because 'cause I'm just like, I get to go on about how much I love it, and then I get to have, like, a conversation with that viewer or viewers that also love that game so much, and I get to, like, tell them my favorite characters and yada yada, and it's almost like connecting with them. Even if, like, there's so many people in my chat, like, right now, I'm currently going through Final Fantasy, like, I'm doing a marathon, and I'm currently on 13,
Mhm.
and there's quite a few people in chat who are like, "I've never played this game before, but I want to experience it my first time with you." And just seeing that from a few people, like, it kind of hit me because 'cause I'm just like, "Wow," like, instead of playing it themselves, they, feel like that connection to, like, me, to the community, to the channel where it's like they want to relax, chill, have a good time with what I have to offer, and experience one of my favorite games for the first time through, the lens of, like, a screen or, like, a monitor.
Yeah.
And having that, I was just like, that's it's so cool because it's like, I feel like even that's like a bonding moment because it's like they'll ask me questions like one of my viewers, Umbra, he was like, "So let me get this right," and he, like, kinda, like, put, like, a good idea of, like, what he thinks is going on, and I get to, like, communicate, like, back and forth and be like, "Yeah," like, "yada, yada," and then get to see, like, what he's thinking and others are thinking and chat along the way, and it's just really cool, like, it feels more connected, like a big family, like, not just, like, people that are just hanging out and chat for, like, hours on end, and then it's like, "Here's the Discord, have fun." It's like, I try to be active just as much in there and try to, like, especially because it's, like, within my Discord, like, for example, I have so many different channels, like art, um, food, media, anything like that, where it's like they can share different things. And I have learned that there are so many insanely creative people within my community. And there's been a few people within my own community that I've like commissioned because I love their stuff so much. And like, and it's like, especially like that, like, if I see that like my viewers are also like so insanely talented like that and like or that they also like stream, I try to pop into their streams and support them and raid them if I can. Like I want to help them grow because it's like they're taking the time out of their day to hang out with me, to support me, and I want to give back to them just as much and, and have that connection with them. So it's like it's more than just having like an audience, a community there. Like it's more of just like a big group of just awesome, wonderful, just friends hanging out, having a great time.
Yeah, and I gosh, I like, even like me lately, I've been feeling a lot more connected to my Twitch community
Mhm.
than I was when I started. Because now I have names I'm seeing in there that I recognize all the time that aren't
That's the
like
greatest feeling
it
ever.
is. It is. Like one of my viewers, I talked about this a little bit with Landy a while ago, but I play Pokemon on my stream every now and then,
Mhm.
and I've always been kind of interested in the competitive scene of Pokemon. And one of my viewers has done competitive Pokemon for like 12 years. And
Ooh.
so he's been teaching me actually how to play competitive Pokemon and like how to build teams and how to, make it he's made it really fun for me. Like,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
there's so much to competitive Pokemon that I never knew about and never would have
Yeah.
guessed, but
Like, sometimes you just learn more than, like, you just knew was there, and you're like, "Wow, this is a lot more in depth than I
yeah,
thought it was."
I thought I was just gonna pick a couple Pokemon I liked and make them battle and hope that it worked. But
Yeah.
there's a lot to it, and he he's great. Like we keep in contact every now. I'll get messages from him on Discord every now and then too. It's like, oh, how
Mhm.
you doing, man? Like, or just and it's great. It's such a good feeling to have. I guess
Yeah.
friends all over the country or all over the world at this, like,
Yeah, and it's like I had mentioned this a little bit to you before we did the podcast, but like this whole week I like overworked myself with like trying to get a week ahead at least on like clips from like the streams for TikTok to
Mhm,
like further extend like, the reach and try to bring more people in. And I'm also in the middle of beginning to start like a whole like shift and change of like the content and the look of the stream and everything like that. So it's like I've been really trying to get two specific scenes. I've been really trying to figure out how I want them to look and portray them because what is it? It's already the start of a new week. So basically next Friday I'm going to be like commissioning this artist to get all that done. And I really want to like figure it out. And I'm stressing because I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna have it in time. And Friday, maybe about like 10 minutes before my stream started, I was at like dead end burnt out. And I was ready to just almost like kind of have like an emotional kind of just like breakdown or like outburst or whatever the heck.
mhm.
I remember I took like a quick walk around my apartment complex, came back and it was like maybe 2 minutes before starting. And I was like, I'm gonna press start. If I'm not feeling great, then I'll just do a small just chatting stream, and if not, I'll do a whole like 4 or 5-ish hour and play Kingdom Hearts. And I chose to do Kingdom Hearts that day because I'm like, if anything is gonna help me feel at least a little bit better, it's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And so I pressed live, and at first, like I had mentioned, like there was like no one there, and I was like, "Well, shoot, what happened?" And I was like, "Great, this is not helping my brain right now." But it was like throughout the night as it went on, like, all those people started showing up that I was just like, "Oh my god, did I say something last night on stream that I don't remember?" And I remember the night before as well on that stream, I have to do this grinding. I have to get all the weapons so I can progress and get a new route to get to, like so I'm playing. So on in Near, you basically have to, like it's not like ending 1, ending 2, ending 3. You basically play through the game 5 different times, but not from the beginning. It always starts you off at a specific point in time, and there's requirements to where you can get this new route to where you can get just that bit closer to the final to, like, the ending of the game.
Oh, okay.
Um, and so right now with mine, I'm on the most tedious one, and you have to get every single weapon. And, last stream, I remember I was trying to get this specific one that I had started the one prior, and I couldn't progress until I did just a tad bit more story because this certain part didn't unlock, or that person wasn't there because I didn't initiate that scene and let those events play out. And I was being such a like maybe like the last like half hour to hour of the stream, I was being such a just negative Nancy. Like I was I was like, I'm not having fun. I am annoyed. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, wait, I was like, I'm really kind of just bringing myself down. And I was like, I don't want to portray that to the chat.
Yeah.
And so so then I started overthinking and I was like, shoot, do they think that I may be in a bad mood still? Do they like my head just started going. That like self-doubt was just like, oh yes, feed it to me. And then it got to the point where it was just like there were so many people in chat that at, like, one point, I remember I think I was in Agrabah on Kingdom Hearts, and, some people were like, "Hey, like, I just wanted to say, like, I have not been feeling the greatest tonight, but being here has really, like, taken my mind off things and put a smile on my face." And I, like, took a minute and paused the game and kinda just opened up about how I felt before stream, how I'm currently still feeling, which at the moment, I felt like just it calmed down to the point where it was just nothing but, like, a foggy mindset to where, like, the words were scrambled or blurred, and I just sometimes couldn't find the right things to say,
Yeah.
and kinda just, like, opened up, and it was kind of one of those moments where I kinda realized that, like, even though I was having a really bad, rough mental day, there was quite a few people in chat that same day who were also just not like, the sun just wasn't shining the brightest for them as well, but it was like, in a way, we were being there for each other without really realizing it, and it's one of those things where it was like, seeing that where they were not feeling like the best, but being in stream was helping them have, like, a much better night, took their mind off things and all that, like, it's one of those assuring things where it's like, it's reminding me that I'm doing what I came here to do initially, and that's to make an impact, and that and just that again goes further in. It's like I like you've mentioned, like I've created such that like bond with my community and just being there for them and just doing the best I can to like make sure that, they're heard or, that they're respected. because like I had mentioned, like there's tons of people in my community as well that are within, the LGBTQ community.
Mhm.
And I always do my damn best to make sure that the chat's a safe space, especially for them. That if anyone has pronouns, that they're being respected, that no one's trying to like just brush it off. Like I really want everyone to feel like they are valid because everyone's valid, no matter how you identify, you know,
Yeah.
y- anything, your ethnicity, anything like that. Like my stream is a safe space for anyone and everyone. Like you can be your whole percent self without any judgment. And if anyone has something to say about it, there's the door. They're out. But it's like, yeah, it's like I always just try to make sure that everyone is like in a space where like they can just especially where it's like with raids as well. Like there was a few raids that night um where I had never seen those names before and I was like, "Oh, how did they find my channel?" But there was two people in chat specifically, two of them were the ones that had said like, "Hey, I'm not feeling the best, but like your streams are really turning my night around."
Oh,
And they were like the people that they were also watching at the same time were rating out and they're like, "Oh, you should bring your community here." And it's like the fact alone that others feel like safe to like have others bring their communities or just to bring their communities to mind in general, it means like the world because it's like you can raid anybody. And the fact that they choose you out of that list of people that they have like, it means so much, especially
yeah.
where it's like they think their community can, will also work well with yours and you guys will get along and that they will love your content just as much. Like it's such a like I don't know, it's a huge compliment for me, especially like people that like I'm scared like this I've had a few bad interact or like encounters like this where I've rated out to someone who I didn't know because I was just trying to be kind and help, another streamer
Yeah.
and I've had instances where people were like rude and they didn't want to raid. And they'd be like, "Why did you raid me? I didn't want to raid, yada, yada." So I was like, "All right, chat, regroup in the Discord. We're going somewhere else." And I had to be like, "All right, sorry about that. Let's go here." And like a lot of them were like, "Look, we respect, and we like appreciate that you are trying to bring us somewhere else." But that kind of was just like, we're going to kind of just dip for the night. And I felt so fucking horrible. So it's like
Well, they
when
can.
others,
I'm
huh?
sorry. I was like, they could turn raids off, right? You can.
Yeah, I think you can turn that off or just
Like,
put it in, like, follower only mode. Like, if someone's in follower only mode, I'm not gonna raid them.
yeah, yeah.
Like, and so it's like, if you don't want raids, then do that too. There's, like especially, like, I feel like most people don't usually raid out if they're, like, stuck in follower only. Because it's
Yeah,
like, not everyone wants to follow right away. Like, when I get raided into someone I don't know, I stay there for quite a bit. I get a feel for the streamer, the vibe, what they got going on before I even press that follow button. Like I want to make sure that like I want to return back to this that I feel, like I'm not going to be put in an uncomfortable position or triggered, by anything or anything of that nature. It's like I want to make sure it's kind of like with my community like with where I'm being thrown into, it's like hand in hand with where I'm throwing my community. Like I want to make sure they're in a safe space where they can still, feel just at home there
mhm,
as they do in my stream. There we go. That's a much better way or like
yeah,
simplified way to put it. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's like when I get like a raid from someone I've never seen, I'm just like, well, shit, like this is like that's a like to me it's a big deal because it's like it's always scary at least to me to raid someone you don't know because you are like okay I don't know, I don't know how else to word it, but it's so nerve-wracking because 'cause you're just like, "Am I throwing my community in a place where they're gonna, like, really be like, 'What was up with that?'" And kinda be like, "I don't think I'm gonna stick around for raids if that's where you're gonna be throwing us," rather than be like or other than where it would be like, you get thrown into somewhere and you're like, "Oh my god, I love it here." And then you get stoked that you got, you rated that streamer. So it's like whenever those people come in, it's like, especially if they're new, like yet like 2 nights ago, I like to try to formally state this is a safe space for anyone. I try to like get that point across so they know from the get-go that their community is safe with me.
yeah. And
Sorry, I went on a whole
no,
tangent.
no,
Like
that
this,
was.
I can just talk on and
I,
on.
I like how much you were talking about how much you want your community to be safe and how much you care about them. But also I know it works the other way around too where your community cares so much about you. And I know this is not like a fun topic to talk about, but it does happen on Twitch a bit. and I know there's hate raids and stuff.
Ooh,
And I know that's,
ooh.
I don't, have you ever been hate raided or any?
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed it when I missed well, I was on that, like, just sudden hiatus,
Okay.
when it started, but I remember it was it was the day before the Kingdom Hearts event where KH4 was announced and everything. My partner was actually streaming Kingdom Hearts 2, and, I had walked off screen for a sec, because I had got some THC delivered, so I was going to pick it
Okay.
up. And, um, and so when I came back in, I sat back down, and right when I sat down, hate rate flew right in. Like
Oh,
after, like at first, I was like, "Oh shoot! Look, we got a raid!" And then it was just like follow after follow, and I noticed the names were all just different variations of each other. And then I was
mm-hmm.
just getting like comments in my chat, like, "Oh, he's a racist." This, that, and I was like, "Oh no, 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 no!" So I had the buttons already at the get go. Like I have clear chat there. I got sub only chat, emote only. Like I had like put that thing in lockdown so quick. It was the scariest thing, and I had to play it cool for a good minute just to show that it did not get to me. But like I was shitting my pants, dude. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Holy heck.
Yeah.
And like as that happened, I made a tweet. I was like, yo, I just got hate rated. These are the names that flew through. This is the kind of context that they were throwing in chat.
Yeah.
And then that kind of blew up. And then people were like, yo, thank you. I can't believe this is still happening. And it was the scariest thing. I was like, I genuinely am shocked I got it under control like that. Like, I don't know how I did it, but I was just telling my brain that moment, calm down. You got this.
Hmm.
Just do what you need to do. And I was like, oh, wow, that was great. And maybe like 30 minutes later, I kind of like released everyone from like the gates and was like, here, run free children. And then everyone was like, yo, what happened?
I was gonna ask, how your community, did like your community have your back during that
Oh
time? Oh
yeah.
yeah. It's
Like
like,
like 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 once like the and it's weird. I didn't realize VIPs have immunity to sub only chat. I did not know that.
huh,
Thought that was really strange. But I
that's,
was like, cool, they could still chat.
yeah, that's good to know.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, so it was like a lot of like the VIPs that I have and then the mods, of course, and subs were like they were like really like, hey, like it's cool. Like we're genuinely shocked that did not escalate further. Like they're like, you really kept your cool. And I was like, low key, I'm shitting myself right now. I was like, low key, I was like, my brain is like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Is it gonna keep going all night? Do I need to stop stream? What's going on? But yeah, like they were all like, don't worry about it. They're like, it's a hate, right? Like it's just Twitch not really doing what they need to do, doing their due diligence to
Yeah.
stop this.
And that's I hear that a lot about Twitch. There's they do improve Twitch a bit, but like it always feels like not in the ways it needs, like where it needs to be improved first.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's nice, but you want to fix that
It's like,
first.
but thanks for the follower emotes. Or like whatever.
The one, the one thing I really like that they did, where I was like, it sure it could have been like that. That's cool, you added that, but you should really be focusing on this. I like that they added that badge where you can, what's it called? It's the badge where you can, oh, like show like the person that like did like emotes or like kind of like art for your channel, kind of like really showing who like contributed or like helped your channel out. I really like that they added that in.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really
They,
cool.
yeah, they have a badge that you can assign to others that have. I think I don't know if it's just for art or if it's emotes. Regardless, I'm still gonna use it if it's
Yeah.
for an artist if I'm able to. But I'm like, that's really cool that you can really like showcase a bit further that this is an artist in your channel and they have contributed work to your, like emotes, your overlays, yada yada. Like I thought that was a
That
really cool thing
I
that they
always
added in.
I always think artists need obviously
More
more recognition.
recognition.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's really cool. I will keep that in mind. Actually, I'm gonna write that down right
I think
now.
actually, let me see real fast. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, cool, yeah, so it says, artist bat so if you go to, like, your the little, like, smiley face, I think it's, like, the viewer rewards,
Uh-huh.
and you go to emotes, it has, like, the very I don't know if you might have it or not, but at the top, for me at least, it says artist badge and emote attribution, and you can, give artists, the recognition they deserve, and you can assign, like, an artist badge to
That's
them in the roles manager.
that's great, and honestly, that's one I actually really like, an improvement on Twitch that I
Yeah,
really,
I
really
was
like.
like, "Yes," because like, what I was gonna start doing I'm still gonna do it regardless, but when I get, like, my new art and stuffs done, I wanted to have, like, a timer on, like, Nightbot for, like, 30 minutes or something, like, every 30 minutes, it'll be like, "This person or these artists contributed to the stream, please check out their socials," while also having that badge there, because like, I really want to, like because with me, I'm like, streaming isn't just like I'm trying, my best to do what I need to, because it's like with me, I'm like, failure is not an option if it's not on the table. And if
Mhm.
it's real in your mind, it can also live in the real world.
Okay.
And so with me, it's like while I'm also on this journey to making my dreams a reality, I also have all of my friends who are chasing these same dreams, whether it's with Twitch, whether they're artists, they are also on a journey to doing something and being their own boss and making a living for themselves, doing what they love most. And with me, I'm like, it's not just me on this journey. If I'm going up, I'm bringing y'all with me. That's why, like, I don't just like hype up my friends when I shout them out or promote or help, promote their work on like YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. Like I really want my friends to shine. I really want my friends to grow. So I'm like, if I am able to even just help bring one person, maybe two, like just one, like can go a long way. Like word of mouth really spreads much more faster and just really helps like more than people know because people think that like, oh, just saying one thing isn't or getting one person isn't gonna do much, but, like, that one person can love your stuff so much that they'll tell all their other friends. So it's
Yeah.
like, out of that one person, you probably gain at maybe at least 5 more. Like, it goes hand in hand, like, it's not
It,
just
like,
like
branches out.
yeah,
Yeah,
like, I'm
yeah.
even excited, like, sure, if I get, like, a raid of, like, 80 people, but I only see, like, 2 people from that raid pop in, that's sick. I got 2 new people that want to hang out with me and, feel that they want to also be part of my community.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool, like, I got 2 new people, like, out of the 80, like, that's sick. Like, I don't I'm not it's not like, "Oh my god, known return." Like, I'm stoked even one person came back. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I think that's really cool. And, I liked what you were saying, though, about, like, with your streams, because actually one of the topics I wanted to bring up was just co-streaming and, like, how how co-streaming has affected your streams and how you think it affected, others you know
that has been very, very like so with co-streams,
Mhm.
I was always really nervous for those because I was always just like, I'm also kind of like being wait, with co-hosting, do you mean like streaming at the same time doing something or like being on like their channels with them?
I guess it could be either or, because
Okay,
like
so
yeah.
doing it like hand in hand or like if you're all streaming something at the same time,
Mhm.
sometimes it is kind of like a bit difficult because I remember, like, when I was playing Mario Kart, for example,
Yeah.
I used to co-stream that with a lot of people, but, like, there was so many times where it was like everyone was like, with Mario Kart, you get wild up with that game. You get wild up with that game. So it was like there was so many times where, like, maybe, like, the match was over and I would try to talk to, like, chat or something, but it was like I couldn't even get a word in because everyone was, like, talking over each other. And, like, sometimes, like, depending on the game, at least for me, it's a bit like with, like, something like Mario Kart, something wild, it's like, I really feel like wow, it's actually kinda difficult. Um, like, I feel like with, like, more, like, multiplayer-esque kinda games, like, it's a bit harder to, like at least for me, it's a bit harder to, I guess, interact with chat,
Mhm.
and I love interacting with my chat, like, there's times where, like, I pause a game and I spend, like, the next 30 minutes chatting, and I'm just like, "Sorry, chat, we'll game now," because I'm just like, "Sorry, I love chatting with y'all," and stuff, but it's like, with multiplayer games, I've found myself getting a bit, like, overwhelmed, because I'm trying to, like, talk to them, and I don't want them to think that I'm ignoring them and stuff, as to where if it's, like, a game, like, I don't know, like Among Us or something a bit more like relaxed and chilled. It's like you can kind of get like a word in and like hang out with your chats. I don't know. It's like I've had like I haven't done like a co-stream in a good minute. But I remember just like with everyone like kind of talking and yelling over each other, it kind of because like I have really bad sensory overload. So it was like it kind of sends off like the sensory in me. And then it's like with my ADHD on top of it, I get a little like flustered because I'm trying to like also keep up with my chat, but then it's like I have all these voices in another ear. So it's like I can't focus on both.
Mhm.
So it's like with that, it's like I found it a bit hard, but it's like with being on someone else's, it's like I have those nerves because I'm just like, oh, I'm in front of their audience now. But it's always fun like going on theirs
Yeah.
and like And, yeah, it's like going on someone else's, like with yours example, like a podcast or like their stream, anything that they're doing, it's always like nerve-wracking because 'cause I'm like, um it's like my first time doing it with this creator or this person being in front of their audience, but it's also exciting because you get to see them really in their craft and see how they do it. Because like, sure, you can hear it from, like, your own ear or watch it with elsewhere, but it's like it's a bit more special when you're with them in real time and seeing them do it, and then kind of, like, having this collaborative effort with what you're doing. I don't know, I've always found those to be tons more fun. Kind of like with recently, I did that like KH Jeopardy with Clock and a bunch of
Mhm.
other friends. That was so fun. Like that was something that you could, probably like stream. I could have like streamed and had chat and talking to chat, even though I probably would have barely looked at chat just so I don't get like, answers spoiled for me
Yeah.
or something like that. Or people trying to like slide, like a little slide underneath like the desk kind of
Ye
like paper. Like, here's the answers. Um, but it's like things like that I love doing because it was like Jeopardy, something I've watched with my grandma so much. But now, like, there's this Kingdom Hearts twist to it, and I get to kind of like, you know, ch- challenge my knowledge towards that. Or like with recently with the whole thing with Lance and his birthday and doing the like Among Us, but it's not just like playing Among Us. We are like in character with characters from The World Ends With You, and you can really only kind of like communicate with everyone else from lines from the characters said throughout the game that kind of like correlate to, like, the situation. So it's like,
What?
I'm a little bit nervous for that. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous for that because it's like, I've never done that before where, like, I'm kind of in character and, we're trying to catch, other characters using kinda like dialogue, from the game where, like, it makes sense. But, like, I'm so freaking excited because 'cause I'm just like, they came up with this brilliant idea, and I get to be a part of it. And
Yeah.
like I had mentioned a bit earlier in the beginning of the podcast, it's also not just like, "Oh, it's a collaborative effort." Like, to me, I'm spending a birthday with one of my greatest friends, I'm spending all this time with, other friends having a great time, so it's like, I always look at those moments more as, like, I'm hanging out and having a blast with them than it
Yeah.
just being a collaborative effort, like, I always try to, like, see a bigger see, like, a bigger, like, lens out of, like, a bigger lens, bigger scope than just what it initially is, you know?
Yeah, and I think we did talk about that a bit before we started recording too, how, like, it like, it feels more like just bonding than it is
Yeah.
than it is, communicate like that. There was one thing you said, and I had the same problem when I was, like, streaming with other people too, where, like, everyone else talking would make it hard for me to communicate with my chat. Um,
Mhm.
I got the, Elgato foot pedal, so basically I can control,
Wait,
like, my
a what?
it's a foot pedal, so it has, like, 3 buttons that you can press with your feet, and, I got it and I
What?
programmed it for my Discord so I can mute my voice on Discord, or I can mute everyone else on Discord with the other button. It's,
Wait,
it's
you can do that?
yeah, it's really
I
cool.
I I'm the biggest Discord noob. Like I have a server
I
with all these damn channels. I did not do a single thing. I
no, it's
I had that whole thing made for me. I'm still learning how to use my own Discord. So when you right now when you said I can just deafen everyone, I did
with
not
the
know that was a thing.
yeah. There's so if you're like if you pull up like Discord where we're talking oh whoops, I just but you should see like there's a microphone and then there's a headset.
Oh
The
yeah.
headset will mute you and mute me when you click that. Yeah. Yeah. No,
You
it's
learn something new every
I,
day.
I'm dude, I'm terrible with Discord too.
I've just been
Um,
pressing this mute button. I didn't know that I thought the headset just like muted my headsets. Like I didn't know.
I I think I was streaming when someone told me about that too, and I was just like,
Oh,
that is so useful when I need to talk to chat.
oh, that's a and I'm pretty sure you can set that to like a shortcut. No,
Yeah, that's what the foot pedal is for me. It's a shortcut just for
I can probably do that on my
yeah
Stream Deck.
yeah.
Oh, thank you
It's
for
game
that.
changing. I promise it's game changing. Um, it because it's so hard to talk to your chat with someone talking in your ear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and see, and now you telling me that I'm just like, okay, co-streams, bring them
yeah.
on. Like I can just deafen and be like, yes, someone in chat, yes, and then undeafen and be like, did y'all say something? Because
Next
like I
time
won't feel bad. I'll be like, yo, can you repeat that? I was talking to chat.
next time you do Mario Kart, let me know. I'm there. I am
Oh,
there.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. I wanna try to at least do, like, one, like, community night and on top of, like, at least one, like, Discord movie night. Like, I wanna try to do that really soon. That's something I never really thought about, and I was like, "Yo, I could hang out with them a bit more and bond with my community by doing, like, movie nights." That's
Move.
also another thing, that especially it's like if you're trying to grow, like, a more of, like, a bond with your community, that kinda stuff too, it's like, sure, like, you might just be thinking like, "Oh, we're just watching a movie," but it's like a lot of people, like, really are just like it means so much to them to, like that their, like, favorite, like, creator or just the person that they, like,
Just
love
hanging
to
out.
support
Yeah.
is taking time out of their day, to, like, watch a movie with them, like, you don't see a lot of people doing that, so it's like I
Move.
don't know, with me, I'm just like, it's like you're kinda showing them the kind of movies that you love, that kind of, like, shape you, I guess, or whatever the heck, so it's like, I wanna have, like, nights where we watch, like, a horror film or watch, like, a Disney movie or something,
Oh
like,
god.
I wanna, like, show and then especially where it's like, I can make, like, a poll section where it's like, they can suggest films and then, like, even if I haven't seen it, like, I can maybe we can watch it together, and then
Yeah.
I get to experience their favorite movie. Like, it I really, like I try to I don't know if I'm, like, looking too into it at times, but, like, to me, I try to, like, see that more as just, like, you're not just watching a movie with the community, you're not just doing this with your community, you're bonding with them,
Mm.
and they also probably feel that same way, and it probably means so much more to them than, like, you can think.
Yeah, and I think it's also another way to express yourself to them too, like you were saying,
Oh, yeah.
like showing them movies that shape you or your favorite movies. Like I was trying to get one going. I had to cancel it sadly the other day,
Aw.
but I think I'm gonna move it to like not this weekend but next weekend. But I want to
What
show them
movie?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I have never seen that film.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
I really wanna watch it.
It's
Like,
so
that's a
good.
film I really wanna watch.
It's so good, I promise. But
I
it's
really wanna show my community, Max Keeble's Big Move. That's, like, one of my all-time favorite movies. It's
I've
like a guilty
seen that
pleasure movie.
so long ago, and I don't remember it, but I remember watching it.
I
It's
to
not.
this like, even still to this day, like, I still, like, will rewatch it, and I have watched it so much that I can quote every freaking word of that
that's
movie.
that's the best though. That's the
And
best.
and it's like that the and it's like, the more I realize it too, especially because I had showed my partner the movie because she had never seen it, and the Principal Jindrake is the he is the sassiest principal and has such just, like, just tood. And my partner goes, I can really see where you get your sass from and the tood from now. And it's like the more I watch how he reacts and just like his little like sassy, just like head turns and walks aways, or just like how he says things, I'm just like, why do I actually do it like that? So it's like
It's
one of those movies where it's like his sassiness and just like his comedy and
yeah.
just how he is kind of shaped that into me, and I'm like, that's great, that's fantastic.
And it's weird because normally like people try to like act like the main character from a movie, but you went with like the
I'm like the freaking
principal.
principal.
That's great. All right, Josh, I think we need to start wrapping up here because we are over an hour a little bit.
Damn,
Yeah, no,
really?
that was
I was like, when did we start?
um yeah, I mean there were the few hiccups at the beginning, but yeah. We're like at an hour 06 right now.
Dang, it
Um
flew.
yeah, honestly this was really fun and
No, I
honestly
had a
yeah,
blast, man. Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad you were on our first video podcast of all time
Oh,
too.
yes.
Yes, and I'm very excited
Victory.
for more of these. And I have a big plan hopefully towards the end of the year where I want to get almost like all our guests back cuz
Oh, count me in already.
yeah,
You already
cuz
got my like, okay.
well all our guests and it was a podcast that like it's probably one of our most popular ones, but it's our we talked about music in games.
Mm,
And everyone kind of like would request that one. And I was like, well, we kind of just did that like not too long ago. But I was thinking if I like at the end of the year, if I got everyone in it, it would be like kind of farther from that one. And like
yeah.
I was thinking like expanding it to like two topics, music and games, and then games we're excited for next year if it's at the end of the year.
Oh, heck
Yeah,
yeah, that'd
yeah.
be great. Oh,
So
that will spear so much conversation,
it will.
especially with ooh, that juicy Final Fantasy
Final
16
Fan.
next year.
Oh, I
Ooh.
know. That trailer was great.
My voice was gone. I sounded like I dropped like point like 6 decibels. I was just like, yeah, okay.
yeah. I mean, there. I mean that just whole showcase in general for me was
That was
incredible.
really good.
Yeah, I like you. If you start with Resident Evil 4 remake and then you end with Final Fantasy 16,
Like, I got stoked because the Resident Evil 4 remake coming out on my birthday next year.
that's right. I saw your TikTok on
Yeah.
that. That was
I saw
yeah.
3/24. I was like, that's my birthday. And then 2023 popped up, and I was like, that's my birthday next year.
Like what a good present because I know you like
I
all the
know, I'm
horror
stoked.
games. I like yeah.
Yeah. I was like, we're gonna do Freaky Friday and just do that every Friday.
There you go. Alrighty, Josh. Any last words for any final words for the podcast? Not last.
Last words.
That seemed
Where's
way
your
more
last
dark.
words? Oh no, just thank you so much for bringing me on, and I love like our back and forth and just like learning from one another.
Yeah,
It was really I really like was excited to like come on initially, but it was really cool just really being able to kind of just like really elaborate in my brain, I guess. Like I didn't really realize how much I can go on about just how much streaming means to me and just feeling that connect with your community. So it was like this podcast today, if anything, kind of like made me have a bit more of just like realization to just like how much special this is. And it's like not like saying like it wasn't, but it's like after kind of having just more of like a realization and kind of going a bit more in depth, it's kind of just had me be, like, wow, like it like I really do get tuned to my head sometimes. And so it was just like, oh yeah, like the podcast was just very insightful. So thank you so much for just bringing me on. It's like learning from you. It's like I also like learned stuff from my own self, just spewing it out of my mouth. So yeah, thank you so much for bringing me on.
yeah,
It means so much.
yeah. And thank you. Like I said though, like especially streaming, it was such a good topic to talk about community because, like your interactions with your community is so inspiring, and like
Thank you.
it's a goal for me to reach some sort of level of close to what you are at with your community. I love it.
Oh, thank you, man. That means the world. And I truly feel like you will definitely get there because it's like I I truly like, especially when you stream or just if we're ever having like conversation, like I truly enjoy like our conversations. Like you've always been so kind and just very genuine and humble. And like I love that with everyone. And it's like, especially like when we watched, I don't even know if it was a state of play, but it was like that one day when the Harry Potter
Oh yeah, it was
game
a state of
was
play.
really yeah, it was
Yeah.
really like shown off. And it was just really cool because, like, I remember that was kinda, like, one of our moments where we really got to, like, talk and get to, like, kind of, like, elaborate a bit further, and it was just, like I don't know, it's like I genuinely love hanging out in your community and, like, watching you stream. So
Thank
it's
you.
like I feel like you'll get there in no time, 100%.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I
Of
love
course.
watching your community and you and your community too.
Appreciate you, man. Thank
Um
you so much.
all right guys, if you guys want to follow Josh, I will have all the links in the descriptions below. If you have uh anything else just you want to tag real quick, Twitch, I think we already covered that, huh?
Yeah, there's Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Reels, all that good jazz. It's all Jasheeshh. It's same thing across all platforms.
Perfect. Alrighty, thanks Josh.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, bye.
Bye, everyone.